Hey everybody. Today we're going to be talking about sharing the business opportunity, which is super exciting for quite a few reasons. Obviously, Beachbody coaching has made a change in your life, and there is nothing more powerful than paying it forward and giving someone else that opportunity. But also, if you are wanting to grow a solid foundation and a solid business, or a solid income with Beachbody coaching, it is extremely important that you are presenting the business opportunity for other people to decide if it's something that they might consider. And like I said, this can be a little bit scary at first. There's a lot of ways to go about this, but it can be very easy in the beginning when you're just really excited to kind of word vomit all over people about the opportunity and how you make income and what all it entails, and you'll probably end up confusing people more than anything. So I have a few tips for you of how to go about this, a few different ways you can go about it so that you can easily share the business opportunity and not overwhelm people. So, my first tip is obviously going to be what you're doing anyways, just like if you're talking to someone about signing up for a challenge pack, or if they've ever considered doing an at-home fitness program, or if they know anything about Shakeology. It's You're forming just like you would be with somebody that is a potential customer. So remember, forming stands for family, occupation, recreation, and then your message. And your message can be more along the lines of, have you ever considered Beachbody coaching? And it's a lot easier if you kind of take the fear factor out of this, because what's the worst that can happen? Someone can say no to you, which it happens. Sometimes it's just, not the right timing for people, or they're not really sure what all it entails, or they're skeptical, and that's okay. So don't be afraid to learn by failing forward with this. We all do, especially in the beginning. But I would suggest that when you're forming with people and maybe you present the business opportunity or someone asks you about it, it's good to just share your story and your experience, or what you're hopeful about with this opportunity and why you're doing it, so that you can inspire them and you can inform them a little bit about what it's doing in your life. And you can speak from experience and just speak from your heart with passion about it. Um, the second idea that I have for you is to, if you're running a challenge group or you have a few challengers, if you can take a look at the ones that are taking initiative, ones that are posting often what they're eating, what they're doing, that they're loving their workouts, they're loving their Shakeology, they're cheering other people on in your challenge group, and they have that kind of natural coach mentality, I guess you could call it. If you have some people like that, it's very simple to reach out to them and be encouraging and say, thank you so much for being so participatory in our groups. You're doing really awesome. It's great that you're encouraging other people. And then maybe a week or so later, you can follow up and encourage them again, and also maybe say, have you ever considered coaching? Because it's really easy at that point to say, it's basically what you're already doing. Have you ever considered, doing this as a job opportunity? And so it kind of takes that fear factor again away for you, because you're not just randomly presenting the opportunity. You're saying more in a way that you love what they're doing and you think that they would be great at it. And often people are really surprised. You think I would be a good coach? And it's kind of exciting, because it's true. A lot of people have potential and they probably don't even see it. So that's my second tip, is seeking out coaches from your challenge groups. My third tip is to set up a phone call. Now, why this is important is because, number one, when you're forming with people through Facebook, it's kind of easy to get lost in context what you're talking about, and they're not going to hear your passion or feel your energy about it. So if you can get them on a phone call they'll be able to hear in your voice how excited you are about this opportunity. And then it's very simple for you to just, instead of, like I said, word vomiting all about the income and what all we do as coaches, it's very simple. And I've written down a list of a few things that you can talk about on a call. So I'll start with, you can talk about how your life was before Beachbody. So if you were struggling with your health and fitness, if you were struggling with your weight, or even if you're still on your own journey, how it's helping you change those things. You can talk about the community, the positivity of Beachbody, the coaches you're surrounded by, how everybody's working to be better versions of themselves, and how that has impacted your life. You can talk to a little bit how financially it has changed things for you. And if you're a newer coach and it hasn't made that big of an impact for you yet, it's okay to speak to what you're hoping it's going to do for you financially, or what you know it's going to do for you financially. You can speak to your transformation, or you can speak to even transformations about other people that you have helped or seen, or other coaches. It's okay to share other people's stories as well if you don't really feel like you have one too much yet. You can share your experience with Shakeology, with our fitness programs, with challenge groups. Just a little bit of information to give them an insider's perspective on what it's like to be involved in a community like this. A lot of people are hesitant or they're uninformed, so it's a good idea to kind of humanize what coaching is, that it's not just this big scary pyramid scheme that they're going to get sucked into, and they are going to have all these unexpected expenses and all these crazy things happening. So if you can just really keep it simple and share your story and share your share your excitement and share your passion, it's a lot easier for them to feel that excitement from you when you just share personally. You can also share your vision, what you feel like your potential is with this business, and that you were willing to learn and you were willing to change and see how this opportunity would impact your life. And if you're already seeing a huge difference in your life, you can speak to that. Or, like I said, you can speak to somebody else's story. And we're sharing where you want to go with this. And then besides that, after you've shared a little bit about yourself and how it's impacted your life, you can find out things that are personal to them, because everybody's going to be interested in coaching for different reasons. Some people just love helping others. Well, hopefully we all do, but some people, that is their main reason of why they decide to start coaching. Some people are more interested by the business or the income opportunity. Some people just really love fitness or nutrition. Some people just want to have a sense of community and belonging. So if you're able to find out a little bit about this person, maybe you can ask open-ended questions such as, are you fulfilled in your job? Do you love helping people? Do you love helping others find their potential? Would it excite you to help others on their health and fitness journeys? Would it excite you to be involved in a community that is just 24/7 positivity and people bettering their lives? Tell me more about yourself and what you're interested in. And this way, when they tell you something that they're interested in, actually, I spoke to someone this week and she's very interested in it because of the income opportunity. So it was very easy for me to speak to how Beachbody has financially changed my life, especially as a single mom being able to stay at home and work at home now. So that is something simple that I can share about my story that made it relatable to her. And it also speaks to the experience in a way that she can grasp what it could do for her life. So if you're able to find out a little bit about this person and what motivates them, it'll be easier for you to share that aspect of the business and connect to them that way. And the other thing I wrote down for this was to not overthink this. You're just look at this call as you're just opening the door. It's not to say that they're gonna say, okay, sign me up before you hang up the phone. It might just be a first call of many. They might have further questions. They might ask you, how does income actually work? Things like that. And don't be afraid to say, I would love to send you a video about whatever it is that they're specifically asking for. Because just like when you're sharing about Shakeology or fitness program, third-party tools about the business aspect are a great way to share without overwhelming somebody. So just look at this call as a way to open the door of this business opportunity and building that relationship with somebody. My next tip for you is to do a three-way call. Now, you can do this with your upline, and it's very simple because especially if you're a new coach and you feel like you're completely overwhelmed talking about the business opportunity, it's a little bit easier if you just ask your upline to set up a call with you, and you can pick a time that works for all three of you and just get on the phone for 15 or 20 minutes, and your upline can speak a little bit to the experience of Beachbody, a lot of those same things we just went over, ask some open-ended questions. And this is actually how I got started with coaching. I got on a three-way call with my upline and her upline. And honestly, I was thinking about it the other day. I can't even remember what she asked me, but I knew that by the end of the call, I was excited about the business opportunity and what it could do for my life. And I was really excited to help other people. And I got into Coach Basics, I think 2 days later. So these calls are really awesome, especially if you're a little hesitant about sharing the business opportunity, because your upline can do the work for you. And also it builds credibility for you because it's not just coming from you, it's coming from another person as well, how it's impacted their life. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to your upline to ask about three-way calls or how you could set one of those up. And my next tip for you is to get people into a sneak peek. I personally run these with my partner, Taryn, twice a month, and we have a group on Facebook that we set up, and it runs for a week. And we post videos and little tidbits about coaching, about all aspects. We debunk the myths of coaching. We talk about success stories. We talk about how you make income as a Beachbody coach. We talk about how it's impacted our lives. We talk about some of the people on our team, how it's impacted their lives. We talk to the experiences that you'll have when you're involved with Beachbody, such as Summit or Super Saturday events. And it just kind of gives people a bird's eye view into coaching, and they can go through it at their own pace. And then you are there to answer any questions that they might have about specific things. So it kind of does the work for you. Now, I'm not saying to stick somebody in a sneak peek and just kind of throw them to the wind, but it explains a lot for you, and then you can get to follow up with them and ask, do they have any specific questions? How are they feeling about it? Is there anything that has stuck out to them that's really exciting about the opportunity? And that, just like a call, opens the door for that opportunity and to build that relationship with them. And my last thing that I wrote down was there is a Team Beachbody video that you can send that explains a little bit more about the opportunity. It's done by corporate, so it's a little more cut and dry about how it works. You know, that coaches are just people who love the programs and they love the products and they love sharing about it. And it speaks to the opportunity a little bit, just in case, you know, people are just kind of curious but not really too sure, or they're not ready to do a three-way call or get on the phone with you. So you can utilize things like that as well. So, like I said, don't let sharing the business opportunity scare you. It's a very exciting thing to do because I can tell you now, I have coaches on my team, and watching how coaching is changing their lives is just as exciting, if not more exciting, than what it's done for my life, because I know that I've had a hand in paying it forward and helping them change their lives. I've had a hand in that, and that's so rewarding. And it's just so powerful to see the ripple effect with sharing this opportunity. So take the fear factor out of it. And if you feel like you're struggling to talk to the business opportunity, it would probably be a good idea for you to get yourself into a sneak peek and sit down and watch all of the videos in it, so that, number one, if you're putting people in sneak peeks, you know what you're talking about and you know what they're in for with watching it. And also, it'll give you a good basis of information when people ask you general questions about the coaching opportunity. So, those are my tips for you guys about sharing the business opportunity. I hope that's helpful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Have a good night, guys.